Devils Thursday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report. Episode 409, titled Lindy Shakes Up Lines. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as everyone's filing in. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Hello, Craig Best. Hello, Greg Zito. Let's see here. JP says Rangers lost. Ted says Woo Bucks. Michael Descala says the Woo Report. As we are live right now on a beautiful Thursday evening. Devils play the New York Islanders tomorrow on Long Island. First road game of the season. News came out that Lindy Ruff shaking up the lines. Just shake it like a Polaroid picture. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but he shook it up a little bit. We'll go over that in a little bit. But yes, Michael Descala, the Rangers lost. Yes, they lost, what, 4-1? Who cares? I expect them to lose. I expect the Devils to win. By the way, just want to give a big shout-out to David Decker of Town Toyota in beautiful Ledgewood, New Jersey. If you want a Toyota and you want great service and you want a great price on your Toyota that you want to buy, both new and pre-owned, go to David Decker and tell him Sam Wu sent you. Town Toyota in beautiful Ledgewood, New Jersey, off of Route 46. What a great car salesman. He is one of the best. He's one of the best. Just want to have to say that. I just have to say that. I'll be repeating that often. Also, before we talk about the lines, the shake 'em up, I will be, and also Nick Villano of pucksandpitchforks.com will be at Elementary in Hackensack, October 24th, starting around 5, 6 p.m. Eastern for pregame, game day live, and Devils After Dark. Plus, there's going to be Q&A. WFAN host Danielle McCartan, who we had on last night on the State of Fan Address, will be hosting. A good friend, Ryan of Elementary, they're already planning this shindig. It's going to be a great time in Hackensack. Elementary, it's a microbrewery with big things, big dreams, all that. Just want to give a plug out there. And also big shout out to Brian of Departed Souls, who got the canning done today of the Ann Crew Brew. Now, some of you have asked me, where can you get this Ann Crew Brew aside from American Whiskey, which happens to be the official home game bar of the Let's Go Devils podcast? Well, there has been orders in Hoboken, a couple bars. I'll get the names later when they have received it. But also, there's a liquor store in Bound Brook, New Jersey. I don't have the name. I should have it, but they ordered 2 cases. So it's starting to creep out there. But also, in addition to October 24th live event, our big launch party of Ann Crew Brew, the official beer of the Let's Go Devils podcast, will be November 10th. Yes, November 10th at American Whiskey for the Devils take on the Washington Capitals, both Game Day Live and Devils After Dark. We got American Whiskey fulfilled and did the purchase order yesterday. They will have a lot of Ann Crew Brew ready to go. Michael Descala says, Bound Brook? Yeah, somewhere in Bound Brook. I forgot what Beer Baron said. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, I don't want to make this podcast about, Ant Crew Brew and all that, but November 10th, save the date. It is going to be a wild time at American Whiskey with Game Day Live and Devils After Dark. All right, so Lindy Ruff shook up the lines. The power play, I want to know what you think about this power play. James Nichols, a good friend of the podcast, wrote it on New Jersey Hockey Now about the shakeup, about the chemistry. Will it result in better chemistry? Look, in my opinion, sometimes things on paper doesn't always mean that you're going to have good chemistry with your line mates. So shaking it up. Now, I love the top line of Toffoli, Hughes, and Jesper Bratt. But you kind of have to spread the love throughout the team because it's a team that wins the Stanley Cup, not individual players. So I get that, but are the Devils going to dilute themselves by breaking them up? We shall see. But I don't know. I mean, with Nico Hischier, with let's see here. Sorry, I should have my notes in front of me. Now they're gone. But I don't know. Alexander Holtz. Crap. I don't have it in front of me. Well, let me try to find it and let me talk a little bit more and stall because I don't have it in front of me right now. If somebody can text it to me, because now my phone is dead. It's just not working. Darn it. But I think I saw, if I remember correctly, that Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, both centermen, are on the top PP1 with Luke Hughes. And shoot, I can't find it. To hell with it. Maybe we should talk something different. I don't know. But I can't find it right now. I found now I just dropped my phone. All right. Well, we'll talk about. But shaking up the lines is a good thing. You're only 3 games into the season. Timo Meier needs to get going. Alexander Holtz needs to get going. The Nico Hischier, Timo Meier together, the Swiss connection. It's not really working. So I don't mind the switcheroos here and there. Whether it's the power play, whether it is the lines 1 through 4. But Tyler Toffoli, you could put him on the second PP2 if you want. Andre Palat, moved from the third line to the first line. So you could do all sorts of things. You could do all sorts of switcheroos and all that as I'm trying to take my foot and toe and trying to get my phone under the table. I'm trying to reach right now. I got my phone again. Anyway, not that my phone was any good right now. Zach Stevenson said, hey, Sam, in your opinion, what do you think of Luke Hughes in the first 3 games so far? You got to get Luke Hughes' feet wet. You really do. Because we haven't seen much of Luke Hughes. I think he's made it to the big time. I think, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Putting him on PP1 with Jack Hughes. Do you know who was saying that? It was Nick Villano during preseason or even before the preseason that it will happen. Dougie Hamilton, as we saw in the first 2 seasons with the New Jersey Devils, definitely a liability on the power play. Love his offensive numbers, but defensively, shorthanded chances. Maybe that's the message that was sent. Put in a PP2. I agree with that from day one. But Dougie Hamilton, he had the first couple games he was pretty good. I think right now against the Islanders, the Devils, I think it's going to be a different team that comes out, at least mentally speaking, as Lindy practiced them hard after losing to the Florida Panthers on Monday. Come Friday on the road, maybe they'll put it together. Maybe they will. Looking at this. Oh, my goodness. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Thank you, Igor. May we have another. He shoots, scores. You suck. Igor, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. It says, oh, my goodness. The inventor of beefalytics and salalytics. Yes. What else? JP says, watching Panthers post-game, like Bob was shutting us out. They held on dear life, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, just reading some of the comments. Zach Stevenson likes splitting Bratt and Hughes up. Well, Bratt said that. Like, you know, he works well with anybody. Essentially, same with Jack Hughes for the most part. But you know what? Sometimes what's good on paper is not really what's good for the team. That's what I say. And I don't mind Lindy Ruff shaking up. And I love the fact that Lindy Ruff is now getting a little impatient. When he inherited this team back in 2020 or 2021, it was a young team. It was a really young team, devastated from all the losing of John Hines' era. The Nasruddin had taken over. They retained Nasruddin, acquired Mark Recchi as assistant coaches during a COVID-type season. He has been patient with this franchise, some of the young players. But right now, it's either put up or shut up right now. Because you don't get these type of chances, especially in the salary cap era, to, well, win it and win it all. Especially with these entry-level contracts that they should take advantage of. I mean, they did not really take advantage of Jack Hughes' entry-level contracts. Jack Hughes didn't really break out till his first year of his 8-year deal. So you hope that the Devils can take advantage right now of how much Dawson Mercer makes, how much Akira Schmid makes, because eventually they're going to need to get paid. Ramona Rice says, I hope Marino plays better. Yes, I hope he plays better. I really do. I said earlier that everything goes through John Marino. And yeah, I can't agree with more. Like, he's got to play better. And I did say he had a lot of beef during the offseason, but you know what? I think he has to simplify his game a little bit and just focus on stopping the opposition and not overthink it. JP said, the Locked On podcast that was saying that people are calling for Timo trade for a third rounder after 3 games. I think that whole thing is ridiculous. The stuff that I put out there on social media was being sarcastic about other fans just going into hysteria about Timo Meier. Look, the Devils are 1-1-1. You're 3 games in. That's a very small sample size. Obviously, Timo Meier is going to rip it up. He's just a slow starter. No excuse, but he's just simply a slow starter for whatever reason. But he's proven he has a track record of turning it up and playing at elite level. I'm not worried about Timo Meier. I'm actually worried about Alexander Holtz. Now, by the way, it wasn't too long ago where I did a hot take that Alexander Holtz would be the next Alexander Ovechkin. Well, as far as I'm concerned, this season, Alexander Ovechkin hasn't scored any goals, just like Alexander Holtz. And then for the first time, I think, in his career, the last game Ovechkin played for the Washington Capitals, he didn't even register a shot. See, I told you. Or maybe I should have said Alexander Ovechkin is going to be the next Alexander Holtz. Meow, meow. I don't know. What do you think? Find us on Twitter at Let's Go Devils Pod. You find us on YouTube at Let's Go Devils, and on Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast. So that, those are my thoughts, and I'm going to stick with it. But I can't wait for November 10th against the Washington Capitals. Remember that time when the Capitals would just beat up on the Devils 8 straight to sweep the season back in the COVID-shortened season? Well, I'm hoping on a night where we're going to reveal the Anchor Brew at American Whiskey that the Devils put on a whooping on the Washington Capitals. But yeah, you know what? I'm just really, really, really excited about this team. I know it's, they didn't have that great start, but they didn't have that great start last season. But Lindy Ruff, he's already pushing the right buttons. I believe in Lindy. And now that he's got a secure contract, he doesn't care right now what the players think. He wants them to play hockey and do it well and put pressure on the opposition and play a full 60 minutes, which they haven't. I think the preseason 7-0-0 got to the players' head that they're that good. But no, when it came to showtime, Devils haven't been very good, especially in the first period. They need to play better in the first period overall. And they need to make a statement against the Islanders on the road, as the comeback kids were also the road warriors as well, which is kind of the identity of this young team so far in the last 18 months. Well, I'm going to drop this podcast in about around midnight. We got Game Day Live tomorrow, and also Devils After Dark as the Devils take on the New York Islanders. 7:30 p.m. Eastern start. Just remember that. Also, October 24th, Nick Villano and I will be at Elementary in Hackensack. You can Google it for a live event on October 24th around 6 p.m. Eastern. Danielle McCartan will be hosting of WFAN. Should be a good time. Then we're going to watch the game together, and then hopefully we'll celebrate together at the end of the game. All right, heading out. Big things happening with the podcast. I'm telling you. You got the beer. You've got all these live events. Maybe Timo Meier will score 2 goals tomorrow. We only can hope. All right. See you later, folks. Till next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils.